1, 2. This is a microphone check. The word on the street is that we're starting briefly.
Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Testing for sound. Testing for quality. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know everyone is happy to see their colleagues that they haven't seen in a very long time, but we are about to start. You can tell a friend we are streaming live on JIS's Facebook and YouTube, as well as the ministry's Facebook page, which is the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. So, my duty here today, I am Nardia McLaren, Acting Director of the Community Liaison Unit at the Bureau of Gender Affairs. Good morning. My duty here today is to introduce our chairperson for today, Ms. Tishana Mullins. I will call Ms. Tishana Mullins, renowned rural woman, advocate for rural women, but her penned message is, Tishana Mullins is a renowned social development practitioner with over 13 years of global impact across Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean. She is the recipient of the prestigious Rural Regeneration Award from USAID and Jamaica National. As the founder of Next Step Lifelong Educational Services, she has empowered over 2,500 persons through personal and organizational development. Tishana spearheaded a UK-based initiative during the pandemic to help older Black people stay connected. She also leads the celebrated Little Genius competition, now in its 11th year, fostering youth development, leadership, and national engagement. My fellow audience, give Mr. Shauna Mullins a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Ms. McLaren. All right. Are you happy to be here? Are there rural women in the house? Are there urban women here? We don't really say urban women, not true, but we do say rural women. My favorite thing to say when I'm introduced is that I'm a rural girl from the best parish in the island. Where is that? Say it again. I agree with all of you. I'm from St. Thomas, though. All right, so we are going to invite the presence of God to begin, and prayer will be done by Miss Marsha Edwards, Sexual Harassment Investigation Officer at the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. And we'll be saying that a lot today.
Can we all stand, please, for prayer? Let us pray. The earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Our Father, we thank you this morning for your loving kindness and your tender mercies. We thank you that we can celebrate one another, women to be exact today. Oh God, doing the soil of the earth. Oh God, rearing so many things. Oh God, fruits, foods, herbs of the land that we can eat. Oh God, and be healthy. Oh God, we multiply, replenish the earth. We just want to thank you for all the women who participating and is still participating. We thank you today that, Lord, you have blessed us with many, many blessings, lands, seas, water, wood, Though sometimes the things may be scarce, but you never left us. You provide and you promise us that you will never leave us nor forsake us. So we thank you and we pray a blessing on this launch. We pray a blessing on the moderator, everyone that participates today. We thank you and we honor you and we give you the praise. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever. In Jesus' name, amen.
We will remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you very much. You may have your seats. Now, since 2008, October 15th has been celebrated as what? Yes, we're in the right room. International Day of Rural Women. And in 2024, we're celebrating under the theme Agricultural Resilience, Achieving a Sustainable Future. And does rural women have a pivotal role in this? Absolutely, yes. Don't be afraid to speak to me. As rural women, we talk to each other, not true? Yes, man. When I came to Kingston, living in apartment style, and I came out with my country girl self, good morning, everybody. I had a rude awakening. But anyway, we celebrate today the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport with the rest of the world International Day of Rural Women. Our women has been working hard, and recently during Hurricane Beryl, many of them took a major hit. And that's why the theme is agricultural resilience. So to welcome you properly and to give opening remarks, we will have the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Culture, Entertainment and Sport, Mr. Denzel Thorpe. Mr. Thorpe? Oh, you're going to represent Mr. Thorpe? All right. So we will... One moment. Yeah, man. All right. So representing Mr. Thorpe, we will have Miss Avery Allen March. She's the Acting Principal Director of Gender Affairs here at the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Today, she's acting for Mrs. Sharon Coburn Robinson, who is unavoidably absent. Miss Avery.
Happy International Rural Women's Day, or International Day of Rural Women. Let me stand corrected. I probably got a little nervous because I heard Miss Mullings speak about the fact that St. Thomas is the best parish. And if my PS would allow me, I just want to correct her right now to say St. Elizabeth is the best parish. Do we have... That's great. Yes, so all St. Elizabeth women, yes, please acknowledge that it's the best parish. Okay, Miss Mullings? St. Elizabeth. It is. Thank you. Awesome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor on behalf of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport to welcome you all to the International Day of Rural Women Media Launch and Farmers Market. Today is a significant moment as we join with our global partners to celebrate the incredible contributions of rural women and girls to our society under the theme, Empowering Rural Women Achieving a Sustainable Future. Special welcome to our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Denzel Thorpe, who also represents our Honorable Minister, Olivia Grange, OJ, CD, MP, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. To our partners at the United Nations Population Fund and the Jamaica Network of Rural Women Producers, key partners, the media, and staff of the ministry. And if you just allow me to just quickly highlight some of our specially invited guests who are with us today. And of course, I would have mentioned Mr. Thorpe, who is very, very hardworking. And please allow me to ask him to stand, greet the audience, even though he's coming up, please. Thank you, Mr. Thorpe. Mr. O'Dane Brooks, Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist at, let me hope I'm getting it with a flair, Biggie Project, Development Bank of Jamaica. Mrs. Janet Pullen, Agricultural Environment Specialist, who will speak on impact of rural women in agricultural resilience. We also have Mrs. Elizabeth Talbert from the UNFPA. She's a representative and the SROC director. Thank you. Ms. Tishana Mullings, who is our chairperson. We have the staff of the ministry. We also have persons from representing the women's groups from Jamaica Network of Rural Women Producers, the War Hill Women's Groups, Erie Castle Women's Groups, and the Women's Media Watch. So if you have heard the name of the organization that you represent, please just turn around, give a smile and a wave, because we're all celebrating rural women and girls today. Thank you. And from the men's group, we have representatives from Mogava, which stands for Men of God Against Violence and Abuse. Thank you, Mr. Jason Downer. We also have representatives from Yard Empire and Yard Vibes rather, and Yard Empire. So there's a difference. Yard, Y-A-A-D, yes, so we have to pronounce it that way. And of course, Yard Empire. We also have representatives there as well. And from schools such as Trenchtown Polytechnic College and girls from Homestead Place of Safety, other rural women and girls, friends from the media and other partners, and other specially invited guests. I just want to take this opportunity to acknowledge you and thank you for coming. We are appreciative of our partners who have been committed over the years to working together to support our women and girls through solid alliances and a common awareness of the necessity of empowering our women and girls and putting programs in place to address the issues they face. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guests and most importantly, our rural women farmers who, through their commercial agricultural practices, are important engines of growth, poverty reduction, and economic development. Today, the farmers who are participating in the FarmHers market downstairs is a clear indication of the resilience and the dedication of female farmers who have traveled from rural Jamaica to put foods on our tables. They play a very important role in ensuring that our bread baskets are never empty. Today, we thank them for the indomitable role that they play in the country's food transformation, food security, promoting sustainable agriculture, and ensuring Jamaica's resilience and livelihood. Given the passage of Hurricane Beryl, many of our local farmers, including some of the female farmers who are present today, were affected. Given this reality, the ministry chose the local theme for this year, Empowering Rural Women Achieving a Sustainable Future. This theme aims to highlight the role that rural women and girls play in advancing a sustainable future through climate-smart and innovative agricultural practices, their resilience, and how they overcome challenges towards achieving a sustainable future. A sustainable future is key for families, communities, and a nation to thrive, to grow, and to take care of itself to have a better future. Empowering rural women is key to achieving both gender equality, reducing gender inequities, and achieving our sustainable development goals. Furthermore, empowering rural women not only benefits the environment, but also helps in alleviating poverty and improving overall community well-being. Despite the important role that rural women and girls play in advancing food securities, sustainability, and economic development, rural women and girls experience many challenges. Some of these challenges are limited access to resources, education, high rates of gender-based violence, and unequal opportunities. Today, we put forward a call to action. Let us focus on empowerment, developing policies and strategies that foster sustainable development, improved access, and livelihoods in an environment where rural women and girls can thrive and lead a life free from violence and harm. Achieving a sustainable future requires innovative practices, collaboration, and a commitment to supporting our rural women and girls. Today, we will delve into strategies and discussions aimed to enhance resilience, sustainable farming techniques, and increased knowledge. Throughout the day, you'll have the opportunity to engage with our local farmers on the first floor, discover local products, and learn about the initiatives that are transforming rural livelihoods. Our media launch will also spotlight inspiring stories of rural women who are on their way to overcoming challenges posed by Hurricane Beryl. Let us leave here today inspired to support the women who are working tirelessly in rural communities. Together, we can advocate for equitable access to resources, education, and opportunities that empower women and contribute to a sustainable future for all. Thank you for being here, and let's make today a memorable celebration of our women, our rural women, and their invaluable contributions. Enjoy the day from a very proud rural woman. Thank you.
Whether you're from rural St. Andrew or St. Thomas or the Breadbasket Parish, we celebrate all rural women. A round of applause once more for a warm welcome from Mrs. Avery Allen March. I want us to recognize that today is the media launch and FarmHers market. So this is just one part of the celebration. So when you hear FarmHers, it's not bad grammar. We're really saying FarmHers. Yes, can I get an F? Boy, this audience. Can I get an A? An R? An M? What comes next? And then? And then? And then? What does that spell? Very good. Clap yourselves. What would this celebration be without music? So now we're going to have a song of medley by Remarkable Arts. Yes.
day, everybody. How are you? The ladies are looking so delightful. You know, we're here representing remarkable arts, and we're here for your entertainment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some good old-fashioned music. And I would like you to sing along with me if you know the song. All right? Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally, 'cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me. All right, I would like you to rock in your seats. Come on. Yeah, rock out the little sleep. You know, it's that early morning and still tired. I want you to snap your fingers with me too. You know? I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. When it's so nice, see? Yeah. I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z. Yeah. I can cast a spell, something you can tell. Make a special groove, put fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then instantly I will appear. 'Cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Hey. I can sense your need like rain onto the sea. I could need your mind, I'm confusing in your mind. And every time with that good old-fashioned love, I've got it, 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 baby. I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Is shy look on me? Not good. Hey, what's it now? I'm bragging, 'cause you are the one. Don't ask me, it shall be done. Don't bother to compare. I've got it. I'm every woman. 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 I'm every and I believe in dreams again. I believe that love will never end. 'Cause like the rain will find the sea, I was lost. Now I am free. 'Cause I believe in you and me. Oh, who knows what miracles you Thank you. You have been great. Thank you. Thank you.
The way how the choir was doing the oh, oh, oh in the I'm Every Woman part of the song. I can sing on certain days, but I don't think I woke up on that side this morning. But anyway, the woman, we can't do without the men. You agree? She said how beautiful the women in the room were, but she didn't say anything about the men. But let me ask you a quick question. Can men be beautiful too? Are men beautiful? What do you say, men? Beautifully handsome. And so we have a very handsome man that I couldn't wait to have on the stage that I had introduced him earlier. But now we're going to have him for real. So now we're going to have remarks by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Mr. Denzel Thorpe. Clap as if he's your vote for most handsome men in the room. The men stopped clapping.
No, that's fine. Good morning. Chairperson, Ms. Tishana Mullings, Mrs. Avery Allen March, Acting Principal Director for the Bureau of Gender Affairs. I must call my own name because the song does have my head. Mr. O'Dane Brooks, Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist for Big E. Pronounce that, please. Let me say it right. Okay, good. Big E, Climate Smart Agriculture and Youth Involvement. Mrs. Janet Pullen, Agricultural Environment Specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, our partners from different groups, good morning. Ms. Mullins, I'm going to ask you a favor, you see? You see, if you ever go anywhere again and see me on the program, and that lady there go sing, no put her on before me. Because nobody, I have to put it in the vernacular, nobody now hear nothing what me I go say no. I just sit down there and say, I wonder if it makes sense. I go up there. That was lovely, wasn't it? Yes. All the two men them with the guitar beside her never even served no purpose. Where them there? Them gone? Wasn't that lovely? Put your hands together for her again. The only reason I'm going to be saying anything else is because I'm doing it on behalf of my minister, the Honorable Olivia Grange, who isn't able to be with us this morning. But if it was for me alone, we'd have leave the room long time. I want to say a happy International Rural Women's Day to all our beautiful Jamaican women and girls. And would the gentlemen join me in putting our hands together for them? I'm going to say something, I know the people who are in the room. As a Jamaican and as a woman, I am proud to be representing all my Jamaican sisters at one of the highest offices in this country. So remember, you know, I am representing the Honorable Olivia Grange. So I am reading it as I see it. But not as beautiful as the singing, not true? Your everyday passion, innovation, dedication, and drive as exceptional nation builders motivates me to continue serving the women and girls in Jamaica. My dream for every rural woman and girl is that they will achieve their fullest potential and live a prosperous, healthy life free from discrimination and harm. Today, October 15, 2024. Hello, miss. Are you cause that? I wonder if I shall make a move from right there. So no. All right. Now, let me try again. Not true. Nervous? No, nervous. Nerminous. I join with the global community to celebrate International Day of Rural Women in recognition of the vital role of rural women and girls in agriculture, food security, and sustainable development. This year's theme, Empowering Rural Women, Achieving a Sustainable Future, highlights the role that rural women and girls play in advancing a sustainable future through climate-smart and innovative agricultural practices. Importantly, my ministry, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, remains committed to strengthening rural women's and girls' capacity towards achieving a sustainable future by providing opportunities for education, healthcare, economic independence, improved decision-making power within their families, business, communities, and to lead a life free from discrimination and violence. Throughout the month of October, not only on October 15, the ministry has dedicated its programmatic activities toward providing rural women with the tools and resources through targeted sensitization and empowerment workshops to raise awareness on the issues they face and providing solutions to same. The activities commenced with the IDRW sustainability hike at the Gorey Forest Management Area in Christiana, Manchester, on Saturday, October 5, 2024. Let me see the hands of those people who went. Only 4, Anna? Oh, more, okay. The others aren't here. No, man, I figure, say I know them alone, but I mean off our lot here. And this was done to increase the awareness on ecosystem and sustainable efforts. This was followed by a national tree planting day at the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation in Mandeville and the YMCA Spanish Town on Monday, October 7, to replant trees in response to the impact of Hurricane Beryl on the trees all across those areas that were devastated. Hurricane Beryl severely affected many of the women and girls in Portland Cottage, Clarendon, on Wednesday, October 9. Participants were able to consult with doctors, dentists, counselors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the Ministry of Justice's Mobile Justice Bus, and other MDAs as part of the government's overall efforts to support persons post-Hurricane Beryl. It would have been good if you had brought this lady to sing for them as well. Next time. No, but that means I would have to have another disaster, so no. To empower and celebrate girls, the ministry observed International Day of the Girl Child at the Homestead Residential Childcare Facility in Stony Hill, St. Andrew, on Friday, October 11, 2024. We celebrated in worship in St. Thomas at our commemorative church service at the Yallas Baptist Church on Sunday, October 13, 2024. Today, we have the launch of IDRW and FarmHers market at the ministry. You know, last night when we were here putting up the signs, and so there was a question raised about the FarmHers because the person who saw it didn't recognize what it was about. But I think that everybody here understands fully why we are talking about FarmHers, especially those of you who would have already been downstairs and would have already partaken of some of the farmers' work that was provided here today. In rural areas around the world, women play a crucial role in the development and sustenance of their country. During and after the COVID-19 pandemic, rural women and girls ensured that our bread baskets were never empty. The resilience of rural women and girls is the backbone of many industries, contributing to agriculture, livestock, farming, handcrafts, and other sectors. Additionally, as part of the suite of activities, we will also host a youth forum titled Rural Girls Rock. You know what that means? Who say yes? Nobody no answer no. Come me don't tell you no, ask you no what it mean. Come me no know. Don't tell me no. What it mean? Rural Women Rock. But so much people say yes, then no. And one person answer. All right, yeah, take the same thing. All right, no problem. And this was held at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education on Wednesday, October 16, 2024. A financial literacy workshop on Wednesday, October 23 at the Ocherius Baptist Church, and also Women's Empowerment Forum at Sean Lavery Faith Hall in Savannah, Lamar on October 25, which will be our banner event. I know Miss Rob loves the term banner event. Yes. And she always have some big banners put up for true. Empowering rural women is key to achieving gender equality, reducing gender inequities, and achieving our sustainable development goals and our own goals of the National Policy for Gender Equality and the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica. My ministry, through the Bureau of Gender Affairs, reinforces our commitment through the observation of IDRW towards the financial and holistic empowerment of rural women through various programs and initiatives. Today, let us honor our rural women and girls and celebrate their many contributions despite the challenges to nation building, food security, and creating a sustainable future for all. I leave my rural women and girls with this message. Think like a queen. You don't know the background story of resilience, struggles, and strength of beautiful and outgoing women. All you see is what is showcased. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. There's no limit to what we as women I have no problem with that. There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. Happy International Day of Rural Women. No. I'm not ready for it. So I have two things to say outside of Minister's speech. One, I hear this debate going around about which is the best parish. So it was settled. Well, I want to put my own parish in the mix because my parish has brought Jamaica to the world. So those of you who know means that you know that I'm from the parish of Trelawney, the Yam parish. But every parish has something that makes them near enough to the top, but just below Trelawney. But in closing, I am going to ask, please tell me what is your name. I don't want to call you the young lady. I can't even hear you. Come, because I hope you some really want you. Me don't want her to talk down there. I want her up here. Yes, tell us your name.
Okay, so my name is Ashley, but my artist name is Shlea. Shlea.
I wanna go. I don't understand. Come on, them run come. Did anybody hear me call anybody else apart from this young lady here? So why you know so me ask her to sing something else, right? So that's why you come. Come. So you sing a song now just for me. Let me hear why you got through it.
Two. Must I apologize to all the fine wine men in here? But today is the Women's Day, all right? Yeah. So all the beautiful women, can I hear applause, please? And men, can you applaud all the beautiful women in here? Because they are gorgeous. Did you find your pot of gold? Ever catch a shooting star? And tell me, how high did you soar? Ever felt like you were dreaming just to find that you're awake? And the magic that surrounds you can lift you up and guide you on your way. I can see the stars across the sky. I dreamt 100,000 dreams before. Now I'm finally alive. You see, I've waited all my life for this moment to arise. And finally I believe. Oh, when you look out in the distance, you see it never was that far. Oh yeah, heaven knows your existence and wants you to be everything you are. Oh, there's a time for every soul to fly. It's in the eyes of every child. It's so hard the love that saves the world. And oh, we can never let it go. I Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I believe in things impossible if I could reach within my heart. Yeah. Overcome any obstacles with all the dreams to fall apart. You see, I've strived to be the very best for my life for all to see. Yeah. 'Cause anything is possible, yeah, when you believe, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, built 100,000 dreams before, now I finally realize, you see, I've waited all my life for this moment to arise. And finally, I
All right, so I just want to apologize. I didn't want to mash up the function, but I have to leave for 12 o'clock, and I would not leave without getting another song. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the rest of today's function. Thank you.
Do you want to take over from me? You want to take over? Ladies and gentlemen, that was indeed a part of the actual program. So he really didn't mash up the program. A round of applause again for Remarkable Arts, which includes the young men. And Shelia, I hope I said it right. Shlia, I got it right. Shlia from Edna Manley College. And she is also from the parish of St. Catherine. I know anything me that says St. Thomas. But I love Jamaica, land we love. By the way, he left the room, but I wanted to tell him that Rural Girls Rock means that we are resilient. If we agree with it, say yes. Yes. We are optimistic. Yes. We are courageous. Yes. And we do jobs like we are FarmHers. Yes. And we are knowledgeable. Yes, yes. I'm actually in the profession of spreading knowledge around the world. I'm a professional chatter. I talk for a living. Yes. Rural girls are knowledgeable. This program is so special that we have a guest speaker and we also have a keynote speaker. And whole heap of music, don't it? You're enjoying the launch? And I hope you take your money out of your pocket and enjoy the FarmHers market when you're leaving as well. So we are now going to hear from monitoring and evaluation specialist of the Big E project. I was told that I should say Big E with a flair. Not even him can say it like me. Right, Odin? Me can't trouble you, you know. We are friends from youth leadership days. Now we are big youth. Yes. He's from the Development Bank of Jamaica, and he will be focusing on climate smart agriculture and youth involvement. Let's hear it for our guest speaker, Mr. O'Dane Brooks. Hold on. They want to make sure that we highlight the fact that he mainstreams gender in the plans of the Development Bank of Jamaica. So FarmHers can know that we're going to get money for farming, that women are going to practice climate smart agriculture, right? So a bigger round of applause for the man defending us at the Development Bank of Jamaica.
Good morning, everyone. I think PS did a number on me there when he invited our immaculate entertainer to re-enter the space, because I think I'm disoriented at this point as well. Excellent performance. Let me acknowledge the PS in his absence, as well as the personnel from the ministry. Thank you all for inviting me and having me here. Let me also acknowledge other specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good day to be having this discussion about empowering rural women achieving a sustainable future. And I come to this discussion as someone who is from the best parish, St. Elizabeth. And I come to the discussion having full understanding of the issues that rural women are confronted with. And I am doing somewhat a dual role today. So I'm the monitoring and evaluation specialist on the Biggie program, essentially boosting innovation, growth, and entrepreneurship ecosystem. And this is a program residing at the Development Bank of Jamaica. And the primary mandate is really to encourage and to cultivate entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And as an institution, we recognize the invaluable contribution of women. And particularly, we also recognize that structurally, women face certain challenges that hinders them from accessing opportunities or resources that are available, especially in the space of entrepreneurial development. And so at the Biggie, we have continuously re-evaluated, continuously to change our program requirements so to ensure that it is gender inclusive and that it is gender responsive. And so what we have observed over time is that women, like men, have equal entrepreneurial abilities, but women often are faced with certain structural barriers which are often not of their own making. And so as an institution, we have sought to adjust our eligibility requirements to ensure that women can access our programs and that we are also tracking gender indicators that reflect the whole ethos of the Development Bank of Jamaica to be inclusive and ensure that we spread economic growth and development across Jamaica. So that is what we have been doing at the Development Bank of Jamaica. But if I should speak broadly about the contribution of women in the agriculture industry, as someone from St. Elizabeth, agriculture is one of those industries that fuel a lot of families. And we can appreciate that women are the head of many families. But one of the challenges that we must recognize is that whilst women are key stakeholders and players in the agricultural sector, there are challenges that undermines their own efforts at tapping into opportunities available for their own development and for their own ability to scale their agricultural production. So it is customary that we start off with acknowledging what we are doing right, and then we transition into the challenges. So over time, at the national as well as at the community level, we are seeing greater efforts to coordinate programs that responds to some of the challenges that women face, and particularly in the area of developing businesses, women equally are entrepreneurial in nature, but we also acknowledge that women are usually the head of households. And because of that unpaid care responsibility, a lot of women are not able to give their fullest attention to tapping into emerging opportunities as well as to scale their operations. But that is a reality that we are confronted with. And if I should reference a recent study from CAPRI, Caribbean Policy Research Institute, it highlighted the fact that approximately 15,000 individuals within the labor force, they are willing and they're able to work, but they are not actively seeking a job because of unpaid care responsibility. And approximately 96% of that 15,000 individuals are who? Women. So that speaks to the fact that we have structural as well as policy issues that governments, civil society, and multilaterals have to respond to. And so what it calls for is more policy interventions that supports women thrust for entrepreneurship, for agricultural development. And what it means is that we need to see more programs that enables women to manage their care responsibilities, but at the same time be able to venture into scaling their agricultural production. And this is key if we're going to build the resilience that we are talking about. Because resilience has to be built on the premise of inclusion. Women represents one of the most vulnerable segment of our population. By construct, societies are structured in a way where men get ahead because of just how the system is structured. So if we are to address the vulnerabilities faced by women in agriculture, we have to look at how we can complement their efforts at offering care, but also at the same time supporting their efforts to scale in their agricultural production. So that is an important dimension that we have to focus on. On the side of supporting them through finance and capacity development, the Development Bank of Jamaica has been working overtime to see how we can support women in this area. And we have developed, and we are actually in the process of launching what we call women-focused incubator and accelerator programs. And that program emanates out of a recognition that women have innovative ideas. Women are creative in nature, but they require probably hand-holding, they require the technical support, and they require generally an ecosystem that encourages their own entrepreneurial side. And so this program is seeking to equip women-led businesses, and those businesses can come from the agricultural sector. And it is aimed at equipping them with that idea of how to not just start the business, but also how to scale their operations and to become an export-ready business that can earn and move along the value chain. Because we recognize and appreciate that women have something to contribute. And whether they're coming from agriculture or other industries, we want to encourage and to cultivate entrepreneurship among women. And so on the finance side, we also have grant programs that we have adjusted the eligibility requirements over time to make it easier for women to get into some of these programs. So we have what is called counterpart funding to be able to access grant programs. We have reduced the threshold for women so they are able to access grants, they are able to drive their own production and their own capacity development in entrepreneurship and in business. Another area that we have to look at as we seek to build that resilience and to empower women is in the area of getting more women and girls into science, technology, engineering, and math areas. Globally, the world faces a significant challenge where we are transitioning into a more sustainable and a more greener future. But one of the challenges that it is noted is that women are not a significant portion of the labor force that are in those green jobs. So we have to position our women to be able to transition with where the world will be going, and agriculture plays an important role because we're talking about climate smart agriculture. That requires us to expose women to innovation in climate smart agriculture, and this will enable them to move along with the transitionary period that we are in. Because if we do not position our women to transition as the world transition, we will ultimately leave our women behind. And so we cannot talk about resilience and empowerment if we are not also empowering our women in the STEM areas to be able to transition equally towards a more resilient and a more sustainable future. So it's very important that we focus on increasing the participation of women in those lucrative industries. Because women in agriculture, and I speak from the fact of coming from St. Elizabeth, my own parents is in the agricultural space. And one of the challenges that women often are confronted with is that they are forced, based on the circumstances, to accept the bare minimum. So if they are doing production, the narrative often doesn't encourage them to scale. And so we have to look at how do we get our women to move along the value chain. That is how they will be able to earn more from agriculture. And so it requires more localized efforts. And so this calls on us to leverage partnerships with our multilateral entities. I know USA does a lot of work in this space. And so it's critical that we leverage those strategic partnerships as governments and as individuals within strategic positions to leverage those opportunities so that we can bring opportunities to women to be able to unlock greater value chain development in their agricultural production. And as I conclude my presentation, I want to applaud the ministry for recognizing this day, because it speaks to the fact that it is acknowledged that women are an important stakeholder in conversations about resilience building. But out of that recognition, we hope to see policy actions, we hope to see programmatic interventions that helps women to be able to tap into their God-given talents and opportunities. And I believe that if we are able to address fundamentally the challenge of financing, the challenge of unpaid care work that women have to be dedicated towards. And if we're also able to get more young ladies into areas of science, technology, engineering, if we can get those three things correct, we will put women on the upward trajectory. And that will assist us to be able to talk about gender inclusivity. That will enable us to talk about building resilience among women. But it is important that we start with conversations to recognize that fundamentally we are not where we ought to be. But after the conversation, we should mobilize communities to bring the necessary support systems to women right across Jamaica. So I reiterate my full support and applaud to the ministry for having this day. And I am confident that going forward, we will redouble our efforts to be able to provide women with the strategic support that they require, because ultimately we are building a Jamaica where all citizens, male and female, can cultivate a journey that capitalizes on their God-given talents, whilst we eradicate the structural issues that dampens their ability. So thank you again, everyone, and I look forward to activities emanating out of this media launch, but more so at a national and a community level.
And talking about supporting and celebrating, I must celebrate a man who advocates for women in such a strong way. A round of applause again for him. So in the Gender Vocal Network, Mr. Brooks is the gender focal point at the Development Bank of Jamaica. A man that looks at the differential impacts of banking on men and women. And I know that this ministry is no stranger to legislative policy framework to promote the rights of women, as in the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence, the National Policy for Gender Equality, the Sexual Harassment Act in 2021. So I'm sure we're going to see some policy around entrepreneurship and opportunities for women in this country. What he said that really stood out to me was that 15,000 individuals who are committing so much of their time to unpaid care responsibility and not realizing how much that can affect us in scaling our business. A serious something, not true? Yes, man, you go home, you have to take care of the husband, the baby. Some people are not parents yet, but you have nieces and nephews and you know, people that you're taking care of. And it does affect our ability to execute in terms of scaling our businesses. So we're glad when we have people like Mr. Brooks advocating for us in these spaces to make sure we build our capacity. A round of applause one more time. And with all of that we need to now have marinating in our spirits, I'm sure you're ready for some more music as we prepare for another keynote that is upcoming. So I invite Mr. Andre Stern, saxophonist, again from the group Remarkable Arts, to come and thrill our souls as we prepare for the keynote. I think you have to start traveling with the IDRW choir with you when you go on a tour, Mr. Saxophonist, right? And it sound good. A round of applause for the choir. And a round of applause for Mr. Andre Stern. Excellent. Now, back in 2014, when I won the National Farm Queen competition, I met a beautiful woman. And today, she's going to be presenting on impact of rural women in agricultural resilience, achieving a sustainable future in Jamaica. She is an agricultural environment specialist. She's delivering our keynote address today. Please help me to welcome Mrs. Janet Pullen.
Yeah, we do. Good morning, everyone. Let me tell you, first and foremost, after me hear all the talk that me go on up here, so me that's what the speech. I always recognize two things. That when you come to a program and you see the keynote speaker down at the bottom, it means you're not to talk long. Eh? It also means that you have heard the others, and then you're able to manipulate, manage, and try to go around what them say. Because most time them say what you did come to say, So you now going to have to find a way of embracing and enhancing some of what was said. So, at the keynotes, and so I threw away the documentation that I had. And just to say that I will go based on my 42 years of experience in the field. And so, as an educator, I don't want you to feel like I'm chatting down to you. No. But in this keynote, I want us to communicate. So I'm going to talk to you and you're going to talk back to me. Agreed? Okay. So I am not going to tell you that I'm a rural girl by heart. What do I mean by that? I mean, thank you. I mean that me really born under the clock. But there was always this inherent feeling that me never belong under the clock. So my mother, who is from St. James, always insisted that as holiday come, you go a country. And then when you go a country, my mother was an only child. And then my mom had only two of us. So when we go a country, grandpa and grandma, mama and papa, love me to death. And we can't do nothing wrong. So their philosophy is, spoil them and send them back home to their mother. So I enjoyed rural life. So every time it comes around to holidays, say, from the moment you get more than a week, everybody going country. And when you go country, you have a tree for yourself. Some have my own a coconut tree. Some drink coconut water so till it come out on your skin. You have your own a goat. You have one kid. You'll hear your grandfather say, boy, the cow drop. And the one for Janet. Or the one for Dairy, which was my sister. So I've always had that love for rural women and rural communities. So I have to say that I went to the best schools. I mean, now I'm going to the parish thing, I went to the best school in Kingston. So when I went to Ardennes, I did all the sciences because I was regarded as being bright. I'm not so sure about that, but I know I was able to work hard. And I didn't really have one vision when I could just close my eye and remember what going on. So them say me bright. Interestingly, however, that when I got home and I got my results and everything, and I said to my grandfather, Papa, you know, so me I go to JC. Him say, Papa Jesus, where you go? Here, my grandmother, you know, one little high shoes and bag over your shoulder. So I said, Grandma, listen to me. And I tried talking to them. And don't care when me do the farming thing and she couldn't work. To the point that my grandfather started sell some of the land. That was so bad. However, I understood where they were coming from. My grandfather could associate himself with slavery and the Bucker Master story. He could understand that. And so farming, although they were good farmers, large farmers, I mean, the milk truck would come and Mr. churns and churns of milk going up. And he might make money. He just couldn't see that this was something that his grandchildren, not my mother, no, you know. Because if it was my mother, she probably would have said, you know, bad and not so bad. But me, when they're Kingston and I go to Kingston school, what make you want to come back here? However, I went to the best college in the world. The Jamaica School of Agriculture. And when I went to the Jamaica School of Agriculture, I think I did bright. My name bright. Because at that point, I understood the gamut of the agriculture sector. When you leave JC, you know, 72 different areas you are trained in, you know. And before you get your certificate, make sure so you can drive the trailer with the tractor with the trailer, because you have to get the license. You cannot leave there without the license. So although I am 16 now for all now, I can jump on my tractor and bomb and trail my trailer. So yeah, and I can fix my fence. I can build if I want to build, apart from the fact that I majored in livestock and worked in the agronomy division almost all my life. Now, today, I sat there and we're talking about rural women. And when we talk about rural women, some people have some ideas what a rural woman is. Huh? And you always, it's as if when you talk about the farmer previously, up to 20 odd years ago, they always think that the farmer must look raggedy and, yeah. And so the rural woman's supposed to look a certain way. But ladies and gentlemen, turn around and look inside here. And tell me now, what does a rural woman look like? Huh? So we do not go there anymore. We have passed that. Huh? And so we say that the rural woman, in terms of how she contributes and the impact she has on the sustainability and the future of the agriculture sector, because of her resilience and how she's able to navigate, plays such a significant, unrecognizable support to the sector. I use the word strategically, unrecognizable, because we do not get the recognition, really, that the rural woman deserves for the contribution that she makes. Today, I stand here because I fight for that. I'm passionate about it. When I speak of rural women, I speak with a passion. Huh? I go into communities, and I worked with the Jamaica Agriculture Society for years. And I did work in St. Thomas, I did work in Clarendon, and I did work in St. Catherine. I now live in St. Catherine, and at one point, I did live in St. Thomas. Actually, my son and daughter, born in St. Thomas, and I had some of the best life in St. Thomas. I'll go back there to retire. All right? But, yes, I'll definitely go back. But what I'll say to you is that one of the reasons I was able to throw away the speech is because I wanted to speak from my heart. Huh? And we all know the importance of the rural woman and what she gives to the sector. And so we don't need to go around and try to talk about them again. The minister talk about it. My brother over there talk about it. Our contribution is, there is no question about the contribution. But we also need to just sit down and zoom in. And let us look at exactly what the rural woman does and who she really is. Huh? 50% of the workforce, labor force, is really rural women. 50%. 85% of the persons who do the value chain, huh? That means the processing and the marketing and the management, leadership, are rural women. Rural women. And rural women are not forced to be rural women anymore. We passed that. We choose to be rural women. We are qualified, my brother. We seek to be educated. So we have educated rural women. That is really contributing to another level in the agriculture sector, another sector, and the community livelihood. So there is no question about it. One of the other things that we need to also remember, that she chose to raise her families in rural communities. And I'll give you my personal experience. Nobody now want to talk about Portmore being a rural community, but Portmore is not a town. But let me tell you what happened. When my son was like 5 years old, we decided, I came to St. Catherine to work. So automatically, I have a house in Portmore, so we went home. Let me tell you something. No life. No life. 4 o'clock in the morning, we have to try to beat the traffic. Every weekend, I have to come go a doctor, because I'm full of whatever. He was just sick. Pollution would have killed him. Huh? There were so many sinus and issues and that sort of thing. And so I moved back the family to St. Thomas. And the minute we got back to St. Thomas, what happened? Beautiful. So I traveled from St. Thomas and come to work at St. Catherine and go back at St. Thomas. Huh? I say that we choose to. So when you look at the rural woman, you're looking at a rural woman that has spunk, that is educated, that is knowledgeable, that rocks. Huh? A woman who can stand up and defend herself. Trust me, it don't really matter. If you want to knock fist, we'll knock the fist in. Don't go come. We will. But what I'm saying is that it's a complete woman, right? She can be very fashionable too, but she can be down to earth too. And we can up the so and we can go back down the so. It's not an issue. So when we speak of a rural woman, understand who that person is, and that she epitomizes actual womanhood. All right? So when we're talking about her resilience, resilience is a word that everybody using, but you know what? What is truly resilience? Is that when you get boxed in the corner, when the hurricane come, and I want to say something here, you know, because I'm talking from my heart, I'm going to go back in there. When there is a hurricane or there is any form of disaster, the real person in the agriculture is in the sector. You're not going to find them at the office on the third day after the event. No. And you're not going to find a true farmer either. So if you come to Rada on the first week after the hurricane blow or the storm or the flooding, is not the true farmer. The true farmer is going to leave the house and go to the farm. And they're going to do what? They're going to try and see what they can salvage. How they're going to start again. That's resilience. how to cut. Oh, I just saw some people stepped in and it's a different story. How these persons are going to fight back and get the production up and running in the shortest possible time. So when they come and they reach you and you hear say, everything done on them, that's where the problem is. Because the true people, the true woman who is entitled to get this stuff are being denied because the wrong people are accessing these things. The wrong people are accessing these things. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of resilience, we're talking about that rural woman who is able to withstand those challenges, that irrespective of what the circumstances might be, she's going to say to her children, you are going to go to school this morning, and I will cook the food and meet you halfway, feed you, because you're not stopped from school, because of the importance of education. This new period, this new type of rural woman understand the importance of education and understand that it's the only thing that is going to propel not just she and her family, but also her business. Okay? What we also understand is that although the rural woman has challenges of access to land, challenges of access to funding, challenges of good health care, challenges of good schooling system, she is still resilient in the sense that she gets herself educated irrespective of what. So, every time there's an opportunity for her to go get some training, she's going to navigate her challenges to get to that training. What does that mean? The rural woman is a vehicle of change. She has that knowledge that is going to propel that change that we are looking for. And so I'm going to ask you, clap yourself as a rural woman. The rural woman don't sit down and ponder. She don't sit down and ponder. And a true rural woman a beg neither. They don't beg. They're full of it. All when their mouth lip white, them not beg. And I'll tell you this. I'll talk because of experience. I remembered years ago, and it sits with me up to today. I went to Chapelton in Clarendon, and we had a meeting up there. And ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of that meeting, I saw a young lady came there. She was like about 23. She was clean. You looked at her clothes, she was clean. But it was old clothes. You know what I mean? Very well ironed, everything. And she asked some of the most unique questions. So I said to my secretary, you know that girl? She said, no. But when we broke to go and have lunch, I recognized that she never hit the lunch line. But me noticed, and me and you come from, we know, if the mouth lip white, it indicates what? You're hungry, man. And when the food line, you know, so she going at the line. So I said to my assistant, I said, go get 2 food come. And I called her. And I said, come sit down and talk to me. Where you come from? You know, because one thing my sister, as a rightly said, rural woman really chat enough. So I called her and I said, come sit with me, talk to me. And she told me her life, went to high school, have subject, can't go to college, want to go to college, everything. The long and short of it is, when I gave her the food, she ate half of it, and I noticed she scraped the other half. So when I saw that she did that, I looked at my thing and I said, get the next one. And I gave her. When I finished the day, she was still there. So I said to her, what's up? She said, Miss, you know, so I really want some help. So I said, to do what? She said, I want to go back to school. I said, okay. And I gave her my number and I called. Long and short is, today, she's a wonderful mother. And although she had many challenges, today she too is playing her part in accelerating and pushing her family to ensure that she self-actualizes. And that's another thing about rural women. They are all, irrespective of where they come from, what they do, they always seem to find a way to self-actualize. What will we do without a rural woman? Well, the agriculture sector would not be what it is today. Rest assured. Our family life would not be what it is today. And irrespective of the fact that we do have challenges in the family life, let's be very practical. Our women are playing a significant role in rearing our children. And I use the word our, and it doesn't matter if it was yours or all of us, because the next generation is our people, our kids, our future. They are us walking down there, all right? So they have done a significant job in rearing those kids. Not only that, when you look at the agricultural landscape and their contribution. So let us understand that the rural woman is key to the development and sustainability of the agriculture sector and the future of tomorrow, and generation for generation to come. But finally, because remember now, they're at the back of the list, so I'm not to talk for long. We must invest in our rural women. We must invest. And let me tell you something, it's not a hype up this at all. Research has proven to us over and over, when we empower our rural women, three main things happen. We sure say we have food sustainability. That's one. Two, poverty reduction. And finally, the next one that is most important is the fact that the environment and climate is in good hands. The environment is in good hands. Why? Because the rural woman is the resource, is a reservoir of knowledge. She knows the land, she knows the culture, she knows the crops, she knows the culture, she knows the climate, she knows the environment, she knows everything. So guess what? Empower her by investing in her. If you invest in her, you're investing in your future and for generations to come. Thank you.
Wow, I think somebody say, yes, Miss Janet. That sounds like, when you're around in the backyard, in the country, and you hear a neighbor going with something good over there, and you say, yes, Miss Janet. Yes, Miss Patsy. Yes, man. I think her keynote summarizes the objectives of this year's observation to celebrate and highlight rural women and girls for the role they play in sustainable development. Did the keynote do that? Yes. And number two, to empower rural girls and women to consider agriculture and food production as a viable career. Did she do that? Yes. Number three, to provide an outlet to celebrate rural women and girls in their achievement. Did the keynote do that? Number four, to explore sustainable and resilient climate-smart technologies in agriculture and educate rural women. Between her and Mr. Brooks, did they do that? Absolutely. Whoever planned this program did a fantastic job. Do you agree? Always, she says. Always. Rural women make up more than a quarter of the world's population. Did you know that? Yes, and 43% of the agricultural labor force. So says the Food and Agricultural Organization. Big things are going on in Jamaica, don't it? Yes, big ups one more time to the Bureau of Gender Affairs. So right now you're about to see a video feature. It's entitled Agricultural Resilience Surviving Hurricane Beryl, the Jamaican female farmer experience. Now, all of us know that our women, especially our women farmers, were brutally affected by Beryl. So in the true spirit of resilience, we want to help them to share their experience and demonstrate how they have overcome and are still in the process of overcoming. Direct your attention to the screen.
It is said that women account for 32% of Jamaica's registered farmers, working in areas like veterinary medicine, animal husbandry, beekeeping, fisheries, and more. Every year, the Bureau of Gender Affairs hosts a series of activities in October, recognizing their significant impact to our agricultural sector.
I grew up finding my parents farming, and I always help them, so it's just my thing. I just love farming. I plant, I spray, I weed out and you harvest. And I grass the land, I harvest, I do everything.
Mallory Smith has been farming for years in the hills of Airy Castle, St. Thomas.
So my work I do it, me spray, me bill, me fork. Yeah, the high hand something like me use dig the plant and suck at them for plant. Me buy one pig. Yeah, one pig down there, so. Buy one pig. Right, and me just start great coconut make me buy the coconut out of it. We sell carrot, we sow carrot up there. We do pepper, hot pepper. We buy one pump.
This year, the women in the rural areas of Jamaica were placed in a precarious position. Hurricane Beryl left hundreds of homes destroyed. A storm of its magnitude had not hit Jamaica since Hurricane Gilbert in 1988. Farms and businesses lost millions of dollars. Many of these were small farms operated by women, the backbones of their families.
Yes, man, everything was going good until Beryl come and take away everything. It's the first ever experience something like this. We did a kind of prepare because our house, we kind of tied on the top, but Beryl take off some of the roofs the same way. One of the back door come off. At the time I did have 100 chicken, and they were 2 weeks. After Beryl I only leave with 40. Thank God all of them never did.
What happened with the food produce, like the cantaloupe and stuff?
The rain beat them up. They're never good. The rain beat them up, the breeze turn and twist them, and through they're never ready.
Loretta Beckford owns a shop and a farm in Racecourse, Clarendon.
The top of the hog pen blow off, and two of the hog did die. We have to throw it away. And at the same time, my chicken, 250 chicken went blast.
See the whole life front part gone right to zero. Hog pen top gone. This is gone in the storm.
But they get to rather and then give me back 50, but I give thanks still.
In Erie Castle, St. Thomas, the Bureau of Gender Affairs had been working with a group of women farmers.
They assist me in several, coordinate with RADA as several different training for the group. Because not just me personally, but Erie Castle have a women group that I am a part of, and we do several marketing training to make silage, all different type of training we access. So we kind of know a little something about the right. Because between RADA and the Bureau of Gender Affairs, they always coordinate together to that we can access different kind of training right through the year. I have a lot of pepper was selling at the time. Before burial come, you know, all of that destroy. I have a whole lot of shoot plant in my blow down. And I have bananas that was on the ground. I have corn that was near mature state that was gone completely, because you know that after burial it them down, they couldn't come up back. So me did have a little sorrel, but that wasn't bad. Me get that burial never do the sorrel that bad, but for the rest of stuff, everything go except for the sweet potato and the sorrel.
Sophia Harris is a newcomer to the group. She got started a few years ago.
My farm have breadfruit and pineapple mainly, and planting.
She says business was picking up, but then Hurricane Beryl came.
Breadfruit trees, them pop off. They planting everything flat, the bananas, everything flat, you know. So.
The government, through its agencies, mobilized teams to assess the damage and distribute aid, but that took time.
Me have to try to get money from that source, not from what I earn from farming, to see if I can. So right now, I do a massive cleanup the other day when I spend a portion of money for somebody cut the place, spray it. I have a little nursery that I set up with, you know, we just set up a little nursery for myself, because I try to get back some pepper. Sucker for buying everywhere, I couldn't get none, so I set up a little nursery for myself now. So I plan to put in at least 800 pepper sucker soon.
Mr. Cousins give me a 30,000 voucher, and I do the top year. So I give God thanks.
With damaged homes and, in some cases, damaged or destroyed farms, some would have given up, but not these women, these mothers, sisters, and daughters.
No, can't give up. No matter the fight, we can't give up, because you get a sense of independence from that, and you can live. You can earn, you can sell, you can give away some as well, and you can have for you and your family.
It's not that easy when you have the passion about the thing and when you're sure that you can make a money back from the thing, because like you care what you do, you know, you always have to think about how much money I can make from this thing. And if you find that that is something that can turn over something to you in any small way, because even if I go buy one banana down the street, you know how much for one dozen banana now? One dozen banana $300 and $400, right here in the country.
I'm not going to give up. No, I want to start back up. I want to start back up by probably next month or by December. I want to get everything together before I actually start. So that girl has spent so much in it and lose all of it, so it's kind of hard to put back together.
Farming I take over right now. Farming is the best thing right now. Yeah, I like farming. That is what is in my passport, farming. So in case I got the embassy, I don't have any problem farming, and I have my RADA ID.
Hurricane Beryl caused $6.5 billion in loss within the agricultural sector. But with the determination of these women and their male counterparts, and the help from local and international groups, the sector is on its way to being restored.
A round of applause for all the women that shared their stories of challenge and resilience. Do you feel like you'd want to do something for each of those women? And at the end of the video, they're still making comments like, farming a take over. I remember in my very first job, I didn't even understand what my title meant until probably after, or when I entered Farm Queen. I was an agriculture value chain administrator in my very first job, learning that the crop cycle for callaloo is 6 weeks, roughly 6 to 8 weeks, am I right? Ginger take the whole year, not true? And once you plant ginger, sometimes go back years after and ginger still there. So at that time, I remember wanting to be a ginger farmer. But anyway, the farming thing didn't work out yet. So I developed a campaign called Farming is Sexy. I don't know if Miss Pullen remembers it. So the S is for sensational. It feels good, don't it? You put a seed in the ground and then it becomes a tree. A big some of that, you know. You remember primary school when you plant the pea? And then you put it in the newspaper and you see the real tree and you say a year and plant that? Feel good. The E is for economic. I remember the farmers coming into the credit union. We used to take the money from the suppliers. I would find those suppliers and work with RADA, very first career. And then I would see farmers, money coming in for farmers, 1.8 million in one payment. I said, I'm sorry for the year that. At that time, as some realized that farming can make money. It's critical. Anybody in here that happen to not eat food? You're just one of those persons that don't eat? Okay. It is critical, sensational, and it is youth-oriented. Is farming good for our young people? Yes. So it's a sexy, S-C-C, sec, and then the S-Y-C. Farming is sexy. And it is still sexy today. Not true? It's hard work, but it's sexy when you make the money. Yes. All right. By now, you're ready for the closing remarks, even though you're having a grand time, don't it? We want more. The men want more of the lady that sang, I'm every woman. Me tell you, I'm singing there today. Check me tomorrow. So we're going to hear from Miss Nardia McLaren, Acting Director, Community Liaison of the Bureau of Gender Affairs. A round of applause for her.
It is with teary eyes that I must close. Who wants to stay? Okay. So, I want to thank everyone on the agenda, from the lady who registered outside to Mr. Shauna Mullins, who just introduced me. Everyone played a very important role in the tapestry of today. I will single out everyone, but I want to give you some gems from what I got from all the presentations today. Rural girls rock. What does rock mean? Who was listening? Nobody was listening? So, yes, rural girls rock means resilient, optimistic, courageous, and knowledgeable. Say with me, rural girls. Rural girls indeed rock. When we listen to the story of Miss Pullen, who born under the clock. I born under the clock too, but I identify as a rural woman. Right. All my parents are from Clarendon, and I will say all of Jamaican parishes are the best parishes because we all bring something special and unique to the table. So it's still one Jamaica. Okay, Avery? Okay. A rural woman is a complete woman, a trailblazer, resilient, innovative, the vehicle of change, the true farmers in the field, saving and salvaging from the remains, finding true resilience. They are the sustainability for the future. This new rural woman is not tacky. She's not dirty. She understands the value of education and gets herself and her children educated irrespective of the challenges. The challenges may be many, but farming are still the thing, right? Farming is still sexy. So, as we leave today, in the words of Mr. Big A, Big E, let us leverage partnerships and bring rural women greater opportunities. Listening to his presentation, I was like, it is so true as it relates to the unpaid care that our rural women, not rural women only, all women face. As we aim to build our businesses with the unique opportunities and talents that were given to us, we have to acknowledge the limitations of unpaid care. And just being a woman, the value system of being a woman. I remember when I just came to the Bureau of Gender Affairs, we had a project, and I was listening to the rural sociologist at the time speaking that the project failed. And I'm like, why would the project fail? She said the value system of the women were not just for themselves. So if you give them the money, they're not thinking about building their businesses. They're thinking about buying food with the money that we give them. They're thinking about sending children to school with the money that we give them. They're thinking about taking care of other family members from the money that we gave them to build their farms and to sustain their farms. So I was proud when I heard Odain spoke about the new projects of the Development Bank and understanding the gender inequities that exist. And I must say, I'm proud that he's indeed the gender focal point at the Development Bank because he understands looking through a gendered lens and knowing that the differences that exist between men and women are important if we are to have real growth. So today I want to say big up all rural women. You are indeed the vehicle of change. Specifically, I want to thank all the farmers who are here who are in the video. Anyone from the video is here today? Can stand up and show your face. While watching the video, I was saying, who is cutting onions? I feel like more ball. Because it was very touching. Especially the new farmer. She just started her business and everything blew down. And she still said, I will not give up. I will continue. So in line with the theme, don't you think rural women are really drivers of sustainability in Jamaica? Let us give all our rural women and girls a specific applause. We want to tell you thanks for your valuable contribution because without our rural women, I don't know nobody that don't eat. I don't know nobody that don't eat. And even if they don't eat and they take like supplements, those supplements are still from the products that rural women create. So specific commendations as well. She's not in here, but to our rural sociologist, Miss Monique Fitzgerald. Miss Monique Fitzgerald, are you anywhere? She's not in here at the moment, but she is one of the persons that are responsible for always following up with the rural women that the Bureau of Gender Affairs works with. Those trainings that you see the rural women partake in, they are coordinated by Miss Monique Fitzgerald. The value team members of the Bureau of Gender Affairs that helped us to coordinate these activities. Big up yourself. everyone that participated on the agenda. You know, yeah, the formalities. But we just want to tell everyone, thank you. I want to leave with a call to action. Rural women are important. And if we can support our rural women, let us do so with policies, programs, with love from our hands and heart. Happy International Rural Day to all our rural women. Thank you.
All right. We've had a long and lovely program. Would you agree? Yes. And at this point, I really want to celebrate all the rural women and rural women at heart. A round of applause for the rural women at heart. And a special one for the men that are supporting our rural women especially. Yes. Because when it's International Women's Day, you know, big things go on, you know. When it's International Men's Day, you just have to know, say. If you don't know, you don't know. You understand? Because you don't see any fanfare that would make you aware. But I want us to start the advocacy by making sure you purchase something when you're passing downstairs, so that we're putting action behind our words. Because it's action, not a... So when you say, I love rural women, you love from your pocket as well. This morning, I would have purchased from Nature's pastes and purees. So they are not only farming, but they're participating in up-leveling the products that they take from the farm. And so as your keynote speak, well, not your keynote, hear me now, Miss Punel. Miss Pullen is the end of the day. So as your host today, to Shauna Mullings, I want to leave you with these words in the Jamaican vernacular that I coined just for you from listening to everything I heard today. It says, big up the farmers, them a true groundbreaker. Planting the seeds, them a real world shaker. From the soil to the table, them a make things bright. Building the future, morning, noon, and night. So as we close, let us share them with might. For the strength of the farmers, the future look. Yes. Walk good, keep the vibes till we meet again. Together we grow in sunshine and in the rain. God bless you. And now we'll proceed to the FarmHers market downstairs for mingling and, of course, engaging with the farmers.